President Moon Jae-in will be traveling to the UK for the G7 summit. He is also scheduled to visit Austria and Spain for meetings with their leaders. Hong Yoo outlines the schedule ahead.
Taking off for the UK this Friday, President Moon Jae-in will be participating in 3 of the sessions to be held during the G7 summit. The Blue House also announced Wednesday that his trip to the UK will be followed by a visit to Austria from June 13th to the 15th and to Spain from June 15th to the 17th. This is the second year President Moon has been invited to the G7, but this will be his first time actually attending because last year's was cancelled due to COVID-19.
At the G7 summit, President Moon will attend 3 sessions of the extended meetings, which will be held on June 12th and 13th to share his experience with the Korean New Deal centered around green and digital policies.
The 3 sessions President Moon will be taking part in will involve discussions of vaccines and ways to supply more of them, as well as strengthening the global health system, economic issues, and the global response to climate change. The top office emphasized that participating in the G7 will be a chance for South Korea to expand its diplomatic horizon as a world top 10 economy and a country with stable democracy. Aside from those 3 sessions, the president is also expected to meet with some of the other leaders one-on-one. But a high-level official said that there are not any arrangements being made for a trilateral summit between South Korea, the U.S., and Japan. The source added that South Korea is open to communication and cooperation with Japan as it sees cooperation between the 3 countries as important in responding to issues regarding the Korean Peninsula and other global issues. President Moon will then leave for a 3-day visit to Austria and will in fact be the first Korean leader to visit Austria since diplomatic ties were established in 1892. There, President Moon will meet with Austrian President Alexander Van der Bellen and Prime Minister Sebastian Kurz. In Spain, Moon will meet with King Felipe VI and Prime Minister Pedro Sanchez. They're expected to discuss cooperation on stopping COVID-19, strengthening cooperation in the customs sector, and diversifying their economic cooperation. He will be Spain's first state guest since the start of the pandemic. A source at the top office added that with Austria, a leading country in science and technology, Moon will be discussing ways to strengthen cooperation in that field. And with Spain, the world's number 2 in overseas construction, the leaders will explore opportunities to jointly expand in the overseas construction market. The official also expects that both Austria and Spain will show their support for the Korean Peninsula peace process. Hong Yoo, Arirang News.